Good evening everyone and welcome to TTL F2. This is Season 5, Round 9 here in Mexico City, Mexico at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. And I, of course, am your commentator, James14, going to be taking you through the action. Now, I will apologise to start off with. I am feeling a bit under the weather once again here tonight. You might hear me coughing and spluttering over the stream. That is because I've got a bit of a cold developing once again. Just seems to keeps coming back like a rash. It literally tries to keep coming back, and I am suffering for the last couple of weeks really with it, and it's still hanging around. But we are here, of course, in Mexico and reviewing last week's action, of course. It was Afri who took the win in the feature race from Honey Badger and Spike in third. Spike then went on to win the sprint race from Tim Wenting and Vic Mill in the sprint at Russia. And I have saved two of those screenshots there anyways. Mexico, we are here, of course, for round 9 of the championship. And looking to the driver's standings, 247 points for Afri, leading the way he can. I think he already has, in fact, wrapped up the championship here tonight. Coming into tonight, or certainly he is on the cusp of winning the title. Spike is in second on 175 points, with Lyronics in third on 143, Siege in fourth on 124, Navy in fifth on 110, then Honey in sixth on 72, Sean in seventh on 71, Vic Mill in eighth on 70, very closely condensed those three, Casper in ninth on 61 and Maximus in 10th on 58. Schnixel, 41 points, with Mays on 40, Tim Wenting on 39, again very condensed. Gort on 25, Andy on 16, Alan K on 9, Racing Bomber on 5 and S Graham on 2. Two vacant positions, one filled up tonight. Campos have introduced a brand new driver to the league, and it is ILRT Mata, a name that I'm very familiar with as I've had the pleasure of having him under several leagues that I've been in fact. Great to have him in. Constructor standings though in the meantime, Trident on 256 points, BW2 Arden on 217, Dams on 197, Colin on 184, MP Motorsport in 5th on 111, Campos in 6th on 110, Arc Grand Prix in 7th on 107, Sauber Junior in 8th on 71, Univatosi in 9th on 61, and Prima Racing in 10th on 43 points. 17 corners for the drivers to really get a hold of and get a grips of here tonight. There are 2 DRS zones on this track, only the 2 because they obviously added the third DRS zone between turns 11 and 12. That hasn't been added into the game yet as far as I'm aware. Still should make for very good action though out on track, and it is very hazy here in Mexico. I've never seen conditions like this really before. Yeah, it's very, very hazy indeed. Maybe the pollution in Mexico is beginning to kick up and just looks a little bit overcast, to be honest, here tonight in Mexico. Of course, do get your comments in the comment section. I will, of course, read them out during the course of the night, so I'm going to have a first check of them now, and we'll go on board as soon as possible with the first driver out on track. The Penguins are out in force within the chat, which is good to see, and that is very nice to see indeed. But we are getting going here for 20 laps worth of action. 20 laps for the feature race, 17 for the sprint race, I do believe. 37 laps in total. I had a look at that earlier on, and we go on board with a driver that I've never really been on board with so far from board a lap. It's S. Graham, who is, of course, in that Prima car, and on a super soft compound of tyres, he goes across the line to start off his lap. Will fly down towards turn 1, reaching nearly 200 miles an hour as they get down the straight here. About 198 mile an hour under braking. Can S. Graham get turn 1 right? Yes, he can. Beautifully done through turn 1. Now through the left at turn 2, and then through the right at turn 3. Oh, and he just drops the back end, and that is pretty much his session over before it's already gone. Spike and Gort have had trouble as well. We'll go on board then with Honey Badger, who is currently out on top in the session. Quite a few drivers are not here tonight, so this is going to really, Afri not here either, so this is really going to bring Spike back into play possibly for the constructor certainly, and for the drivers' Championship. Honey Badger though leads the way through the S section, pretty much similar to Maggots and Beckett. As he flies through the middle sector here in Mexico City. Vic Mill just in behind with Siege, Maze, Maximus, Sean. Amata did start quite well. He's on a soft compound of tyres. Of course, these drivers do have a free compound tyre of choice. Alan Kay is retired from the session, and I think already we are going to see quite a few invalidations here. But Honey Badger keeping it nice and tight and nice and neat through turn 16 and 17 to the end of the lap here, and the Dutchman looks like he's going to get within the 124s. Yeah, 124.8, and is nearly 0.8 of a second ahead of Vic Mill. Very nice lap there from Honey Badger. Andy got disqualified from the session, and Spike was also disqualified. He picked up an early invalidation. I think that was down into turns 1 or 2. He might have picked that up, but Honey Badger takes it. One shot qualifying over and done with, just like that, and Honey Badger takes it from Vic Mill. 0.5 tenths the gap between them both. Siege in third with Sean in fourth. Mays in fifth. Matter on his debut in sixth. A good qualifying session from him, with Maximus in seventh. So those 7 only qualifying and setting a lap out on track. S. Graham setting no time as a result of his spin out of turn 3. He did look good though through turns 1 and 2. Andy, Alan Kay, Spike and the Goat all getting disqualified from the session as a result, maybe, of invalidations out on track from the majority of those guys. Of course, we are here, as I say, for TTL F2, and if you are just tuning into the stream, which I know a couple of you are, good evening. I'm JimSed14, going to be taking you through the action here tonight. Of course, may remind you also, while I've got the time to make sure that I can get this out on stream, sign-ups are now open for TTL F2 next season on a Tuesday night, and I can tell you exactly how you can contact anybody about that. You can contact at TTL_F2, that is at TTL_F2 on Twitter. Give them a follow, give them a message, given that you're going to be signing up to the league, and we'll sort it out from there. Of course, 50% feature race, one-shot qualifying, 50% sprint race, top 8 reverse grid, and it is, of course, at Tuesdays at 8 o'clock, which you are seeing here tonight. We are going to get going for the formation lap then, and obviously the formation lap is going to be quite good, I think. 20 laps for the drivers again to unfold around here tonight. Quite a difference within the strategies. Only 2 compounded tyres available to the drivers. Of course, for anybody that is new to the league like Matter, you do have to make a mandatory pit stop within the feature race. Otherwise, you're just not going to get home in time, and you probably get a puncture to boot as well. Interesting to note though that our pole sitter, Honey Badger, as well as Sean, Matter, Alan Kay, Spike and Gort, so it's pretty much halfway either way with the super softs and the softs. Those 6 primarily are on the soft compound tyre. Now, if you're new to Formula 1, soft compound tyres basically means it is going to wear a lot less than the super soft compound tyre, and they will last a little bit longer into the race. But of course, the drivers still have to make that mandatory pit stop. For the guys on the super softs, Vic Mill, Siege, Maze, Maximus, S. Graham and Andy, they're on the super soft. They're going to be quicker at the start of this race and try and eke in and try and gain a few positions early on in this race, but they will begin to suffer. I would say around the lap 8, lap 9 mark, I would think, will be the time where we will really see some of the pit stops begin to unfold. I think the softs could probably last another 3, maybe 4 laps or so, so maybe to around lap 12, lap 13, I'm thinking. So it is going to be interesting to see how the strategies pan out. Afri has joined a little bit late. He is missing out on the feature race, and he has already left the session as well. Unfortunate, the championship leader looks like he's missing out. Get back in, you can join for the sprint race, I'm pretty sure. If you can, I am under the impression that you probably can't though. But we are better get going here. 20 laps worth of action for Mexico City. You know, the feature race been relatively clean the last couple of weeks. The sprint race is where madness hits the fan, and we are going to be getting going for 12 drivers out on track with 20 laps worth of action. Gort and Spike just joined up into that grid, positioned at the back. Bit of a nice camera angle. We'll try and flick on board with a better one though. as the light sequence is now on for round 9 of TTL F2. Very long hold on the lights. It's lights out, away we go eventually, and Honey Badger and Vicmill get very even starts, and I think Vicmill might just edge him down into turn 1. He's on the inside line. They are 200ths away from each other as they run down towards turn 1. Siege has got a good start as well. We're going to have 3 wide possibly into turn 1 for the front 3. Everyone just mixing about in the background of short. Honey Badger, Vicmill and Siege lead the way. Everyone is clean through by the looks in the background. Alan Kay's lost a couple of positions off the start, but 3 wide out of turn 3, and Vicmill, Siege, Honey Badger, he lost out there. Honey Badger on the inside line, 3 wide down into turn 4, down at the end of the first sector, and Vicmill leads the way, but Honey Badger down in the inside. Great respect between the 3 of them, and Vicmill has came out on top for the lead of the race. Honey Badger in second, May's trying to go around the outside of Siege in third. The Ghost has gained a position past S. Graham further down in the field. Sean just a little bit sideways. Matter is through up his inside, so Matter getting a good start. He's up to 5th position. Let's see how the positions have changed so far on lap 1. Spike has gained 4 right from the back of the field. He's really got the bit between himself and those soft compound of tyres, and he's now on the back of Sean as we are fighting in the midfield here. Sean defending the inside line, now on the inside line as Spike dives it up the inside into the stadium section, baseball stadium of course, and he has looked like he's got the move done. Sean back up the inside of them, and Sean trying to hang around the outside once again. Bollard goes flying and he gets the move done. Great driving though. S. Graham and Alan Kay just a little bit way off the pace at the back, but Vicmill leads the way onto lap 2 at the end of lap 1. Fantastic lap 1, and Vicmill leads the way. Honey Badger is second, Siege is third, Mays in fourth, with Matter in 5th, chasing down Mays in the background of Shot the Campos. Very quick in the straight line, and Matter making it look pretty easy, as well as Spike down the inside. So the Dams have a bit of a mare there, to be honest. Honey Badger's picked up a 3-second time penalty. Mays losing the position to Matter. Spike gaining position, so it's 1 gain, 1 loss there for the Dams team as they are running down towards the second sector once again, with Andy trying to go around the outside of Sean. Much later on the brakes there, Andy. Ooh, Maximus diving it in late. A little bit of contact there, Maximus. With Gore trying to go up the inside as well. Alan Kay and S. Graham are having their own private battle at the back of the field. And Alan Kay has got actually that position done on S. Graham, who I think might have a bit of left side end plate damage there. Back on board with the battle for the lead though. Vicmill leads. Honey Badger in second as they fly through. Halfway through the lap and 3/4 of the way through the lap now. They're coming towards baseball stadium section once again. Honey Badger right on the back of Vicmill, and the softs of course will come into play very soon indeed. Probably around the lap 5, lap 6 mark you'll begin to see the difference between the tyres. Vicmill though leading the way, but not necessarily pulling away from Honey Badger. 4/10 of a second as they come out the final 2 turns. The 16 and 17 they come, and on to lap 3. Vicmill leads. Honey Badger second, Siege in third. Spike has gone through on Mays down the inside line there, so Spike making eye-catching progress through the field, and he is up to 5th position with Mays trying to hunt him down in the background of Shot. We have got another battle developing in behind. Gort and Maximus running down the straight. The Univitosi car down the inside of, get me right, it is the Saber Junior car, and Maximus hanging around the outside. Gort on the inside line, just fended off. Andy is just in that as well. Sean right on the back of Mays as they come down towards turn 4, and Sean trying to have a go up the inside there, not quite going to happen. Back on board with the battle for the lead though. Of course we'll try and spread some of the action quite evenly. Andy is under pressure from Maximus, and that is a great move by Maximus right around the outside into turn 5. Not often you really see a move like that done quite easily. Maximus has got the move done, and he's up into 8th position. Vicmill and Honey Badger though leading the way. 3/10 of a second, 4/10 of a second now. The gap just extends out. Vicmill looks like he's got a bit of a quicker middle sector there. Andy's lost a position further down the field to Gort, I do believe. Alan Kay is beginning to get on the back of that as well. Honey Badger with a slight mistake there, slightly just missing his braking point, and has dropped a couple of tenths there, about 2/10 of a second I make that out as we come through onto lap 4. So we are 1/5 distance here in the feature race, and Vicmill leads by 8/10 of a second from Honey Badger in second, but we'll go on board with a side-by-side battle as they run down the straight between the Campos and the dams of Sean and Mays, and Sean has easily got that move done, clearly got the speed down the straight, and Sean has got the move done. He's up into that 6th position. Gort trying to split the slipstream off Andy, who was on the back of him, and Gort fends him off down into turn 1. Andy just running over the curb there slightly, and the Scotsman picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Action has been very good so far, only 12 drivers, but what lacks in the quantity of the action is made up with the quality of the action here tonight, and Vic Mill leads the way still from Honey Badger in 2nd position. We'll go on board with Andy, who is actually getting closed down now by the Trident of Alan Kay. Of course, Trident only having one representative here tonight, with Afri missing in action, and the Irishman trying to get onto the back of the Scotsman. Of course, Alan Kay, a mini-league commentator extraordinaire, has joined me quite a few times within the box. He's 1.5 seconds off Andy at this stage, and he is beginning to just eke into that advantage at the minute. It's Graham just running down now at the back of the field, but a developing story out in front with Honey Badger now right on the back. The softs beginning to come into play. Alan Kay has gone through on Andy, so Alan Kay is through on Andy, and he takes that 10th position on the final point scoring position. It is traditional F1 point system. Honey Badger within the slipstream here. Oh, that is a rookie mistake there by Vic Mill. Honey Badger, he should have covered the inside there, the pole. Honey Badger, I think, might just get this done around the outside into turn 2. Now through turn 3, Vic Mill is still there, and Vic Mill holding it around the outside. Honey Badger on the inside line, and I tell you what, that is a great move, great pull-off move there by Vic Mill. Good side-by-side action. Honey Badger now coming back at him down the inside. Can the Dutchman get it up the inside? Locks up slightly, but room is given. Honey Badger around the outside of turn 5. Vic Mill on the inside line is fending him off, and the BWT Arden will hold the advantage through the double right-hander. Can he get the run off the corner though? Honey Badger, it's still side-by-side as they come into the S section. Siege and Matter getting going in behind as well. Honey Badger and Vic Mill, they force each other off slightly. Honey Badger has got the move done. That is fantastic stuff. Vic Mill right in behind though. He's not giving in without a fight, and Matter is all over the back of Siege. He's rampaging through the field here, Matter. He's from 6th up to 4th, and he's right on the back of a potential podium. Who said this guy can't drive? Because Matter, honestly, is right on the back of Siege, and the Carlin is under pressure from that Campos car of Matter, and looking good actually with Campos, with 6th position with Sean. Honey Badger leads the way. Onto lap 6 we go. Vic Mill is in 2nd. Great one-on-one action between those two though. Well, Matter opens up the DRS. Siege trying to chase as well down the straight. Vic Mill is right on the back of Honey Badger, not going to launch it for the move though. Matter trying to go up the inside of Siege, not quite going to happen. I think Siege is going to get and hold off that move done. I think we've just seen a move completed. It was Mays on Gort, I do believe. So Mays is up to 8th position. Back on board with the battle for 3rd, because there is Matter on the outside line, Siege on the inside line, and Matter makes it look easy. Right around the outside, he had the car ahead going into the corner. He gets the move done, and look at Spike in behind as well. Spike trying to force the issue. Down the inside goes the dams, and that is reading the scenario to perfection there. Spike has got the move done, and Siege has lost 2 positions within the space of a couple of corners. So the Carlin beginning to struggle, but look at the difference in the tyres. Softs compared to super softs, the softs beginning to come into play. And Honey Badger pulling away from Vic Mill as well, out in front. We should see earlier pit stops then, I would imagine. Gort is right on the back of Mays as they fly through the S section once again. Alan Kay is trying to get onto the back of this. He has got a good advantage over S Graham for that final point scoring position. Andy, I have totally missed that. He's already been into the pits. So Andy's already been into the pits, and he's on a set of soft compound of tyres. So the Scotsman aiming to go to the end of the race. Honey Badger sets a new fastest lap of the race. Vic Mill is in 2nd, Matter 3rd, Spike 4th, Siege is into the pits. That'll be for a set of soft compound of tyres. Of course, you can't go on any other tyre compared to the 3. So Mays is coming in as well. So one of the Carlins and one of the Dams is into the pits. Focus then on this. Siege out of the pits, Mays just out in behind as well. Pit crew ready there. We have actually seen a move. I have totally missed that. Spike has got the move done on Matter. Missed that. Spike has got the move done on Matter. He's up to 3rd position. So Matter now back down to 4th and just beginning maybe to struggle slightly. Of course, soft compound tyres will begin to come into play. It will be interesting, of course, for these guys who I think want the quicker strategy. The super softs obviously will come into play 4 or 5 laps maybe until the end of the race, and then they will really begin to go off the cliff. S. Graham is into the pit as well. He puts on a set of soft compound of tyres, I do believe, there as well. He's just out behind Andy. The two Scotsmen will have their own private battle at the back for 11th and 12th position, but the action just taking a bit of a lull at the moment. Matter right on the back of Spike. This is the closest battle out on track. Honey Badger has picked up a 3-second time penalty through turn 15. Vic Mill, though, is into the pits. So Vic Mill is into the pits. At the BW2 Arden, into the pit lane he goes, and Paul has now relinquished second position to Spike and Matter. And these two are about to go at it, I think, down the straight. Has Matter got the straight line speed on Spike? He is beginning to edge it closer. Closer he comes. Is Matter going to go up the inside here? The brace on his fellow countryman. Not going to lunge it down the inside, but Spike locks up. Goes a little bit too deep into turn 1. Through turns 2 and 3, and Matter right on the back of Spike. 0.3 of a second, now only a 1/10 and a half. And Matter right in the slipstream, looking to pick up another position here. They did swap positions last time around. Spike again, looking up at the inside, catches the curb, but Matter holds it around the outside and gets the car perfectly placed on the apex. That is a precision move right there. Matter is up into second position. There was a yellow flag in sector 3, and it's S. Graham who was going round within the stadium section. Luckily, Honey Badger is only coming through the S section and has taken it actually quite steadily through there as well. Matter, though, gets the move done on Spike, and he is up to that second position. Maximus has came out the pits as well just recently. Mays is right on the back of him, 0.9 of a second separating these two, and the two Brits again going to do battle out on track. Of course, Maximus running in the Sauber Junior car, Mays in the Dams, using his driver transfer to good effect, going from Univertosi to Dams, of course. 0.7 of a second separating these two at this moment in time. Of course, if you do want to get in touch, and if you are liking the action here out on track, a lot of action really happening. I'm going to check the comment section, see how you guys are doing in the comment section here tonight. Spike is right on the back of Matter, though, to run down the straight, and Spike down the inside line. Matter holds around the outside. The Campos, oh, he's made it look quite easy around the outside, and Matter has held it around the outside. Fantastic stuff indeed. Spike right on the back of Matter once again, 0.06 of a second separating as they go down into turn 4 once again. Spike holds the outside line, Matter up the inside line, Spike down the inside line again, gets the move done. Oh, Matter has a bit of a slide out of turn 5. Through 6 and 7, the double right-hander, and Spike holds the position. Afri coming in and saying, nice, why didn't you wait for me? I honestly do not know. I do not know. You might have to chase somebody else up with that one. I was under the impression that was an 8 o'clock start, and if you miss out, obviously you miss out. That is my opinion on things really there. Honey Badger leading the way by 7.9 seconds though in the meantime, and we are approaching the halfway stage with him. With Honey Badger leading the way as we approach the halfway stage. Matter and Spike fighting out for that second position. We'll go back on board with them in just a minute. Andy has picked up a 3-second time penalty again for multiple warnings. It is going to be really intriguing to find out who is the best out of these two. Spike and Matter, they've really went at it for the last couple of laps. There's some beginning to come out actually out on track, which is going to give favourable conditions for the set of soft compound of tyres. Everyone is of course on the set of softs at the moment. Matter looking to try and get close enough. Doesn't line himself up for a move down the inside into turn 2, then through turn 3, and on the exit of turn 3 he has got the run. Is he going to stick it within the slipstream and maybe go up the inside? He's going to have to be forced around the outside here. Siege sets the new fastest lap of the race with a 1:28.2, so that fastest lap point currently going to him. Matter all the way around the outside. He just holds so much traction there around the outside of the corner, and Matter been excellently here tonight, making an impression on his first race here in TTL F2. And I know how good of a driver he actually is. Matter is up to second place once again past Spike, and Spike really doesn't know what to do with him at this moment in time. Matter just appearing to me as if he's just that little bit crisper and a little bit on the ball, more on the ball compared to Spike, and Spike 0.5 of a second, but they're very evenly matched out on track, which of course is good to see for my perspective as a commentator and for your perspective as the viewers tuning in to the stream. Honey Badger does lead the way onto lap 11, Matter in second, Spike in third. None of them coming into the pits just yet. As I said, around lap 12, lap 13, I imagined it to be when they come into the pits, and then they last around 8 laps towards the end. Spike now on the back of Matter, and again, the yo-yo effect going on between the tries to jump back into that 15, but Spike has already completed the move, and he's up to P2 once again. Continue to focus on that battle as it comes. Vic Miller's trying to get on the back of Alan Kay, 0.7 of a second between these two. Gorf as well on the back of Sean. These guys, the top 6 actually still yet to pit. Vic Mill might just hold the key to the pole position, to the first position here tonight. Alan Kay is now he's now under attack from Alan Kay. Sorry, Vic Mill attacking Alan Kay. Goodness me, if I can speak England tonight, then goodness me. Vic Mill trying to hold it around the outside. The BWT Arden goes right around the outside of the Trident, and Alan Kay gives him the room to complete the move around the outside, and Vic Mill has completed the move. Around the outside he goes, and he's up to 6th position. There's yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. I have a feeling that was for S. Graham. Yeah, S. Graham that is, who's just been lapped by Siege, I do believe that was. Back on board though with the Campos and the Universality team. Sean and Gort about to go at it for the 4th position. There was a yellow flag in sector 1 now. I have a feeling that might be Andy if I was a betting man, which I am. Yellow flags have just disappeared there. Sean and Gort through the final corner. Gort now ran on the back of Sean. Looks like this move could be complete as he runs down the straight. We'll put back on board with the broadcast cam, and Gort looks like he's got the move done, and the Universality Walters past the Campos quite easy, and Gort has got the move done. He's up to 4th position. Sean now down to 5th in the Campos. The Universality team need the points. Gort picks up a 3-second time penalty. This track can be a bit of a penalty haven, to be honest, especially in the F1 cars more than anything else. I've never seen a race round here that I've commentated on for sure that has actually had nobody has had like a clean race at all. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. Gort maybe that was, I think. Siege is right on the back of Alan Kay though in the meantime. Vic Mill already passed him, of course. Alan Kay under pressure from the Carlin of Siege. And Alan Kay understandably down the inside line. Siege doesn't want to get involved with that. Siege right around the outside completes the move on Alan Kay, and that is for 7th position. Back on board with this fascinating battle for second. That is Spike coming into the pits. So Spike into the pits. Matter will go and try and go for the overcut here. Spike though into the pits for the Dams team. Maze has already been into the pits, of course. That frees up Matter to try and chase down Honey Badger, who looks like he's having his own way out in front, but trust me, when the super soft runners begin to come on, like Spike is doing now, on lap 13 out of 20, pretty much how I expected the strategies to run, to be honest, here tonight. Just a lap earlier or so for the set of supers, and the super soft runners to come in. Spike coming out the pits. Alan Kay, maybe even Maximus. No, he's going to be out behind. That is S. Graham's lapped car, so nothing to worry about there for Spike. With the ghosting on, should be able to just go right through him. Up 13 out of 20. We'll go on board with Honey Badger. The sun now going out here, out on track. And Honey Badger dominating affairs out in front, of course, in the outgoing pre-car. 4/10 of a second separating, 4/10 down on his personal best lap, I should say. Honey Badger into the baseball section. What does he do here? Does he pit knowing that Spike has came in and behind? He's already on a set of supers? I would imagine so. Let's have a look. See if he comes into the pits this lap. The Dutchman, I would expect, will react, and yes he does. He reacts and comes into the pits. Not within the white lines if I'm going to be picky there. But Honey Badger is into the pits nonetheless. Spike has got the move done on Alan Kay, and he's up to 7th place again. Spike trying to chase down as well. And that is Matter into the pits as well. So the Campos of Matter into the pits. If Sean decides to come into the pits, I think it'll be a nice gap for him to come into the pits with. He is going to, however, come into the pits next lap around because Matter is into the pits. Honey Badger then will not lead the race because Sean will now lead the race as he comes flying through camera shot there. Gort is already into the pits. There is Vic Mill and there is Honey Badger. It's going to be very close between them, I think. It's not going to be very close between them. Honey Badger has got the gap at around 1.5 seconds. I make that going down into turn 1. Honey Badger out in front of Vic Mill and out in front of the net lead of the race. Siege now in a net P3. He's been hunted down by Spike. Matter into the, out of the pits in clear air. Maximus has gone through as well. Gort will be coming out behind Maze. There is Maze just flying through camera shot, and there is Gort coming through as well. Alan Kay into the pits and Andy round the final corner. Picks up a 3-second time penalty, getting very close to the wall there, Andy. And Graham still going around in that 12th position as well. But Sean currently out in front. He's going a lap longer than what I predicted on the strategy, but he leads the way. And probably he will, if this was touring cars, he'd be getting a point for leading the lap, which sadly is not the case here in TTL F2. I wish it was. I'm not that fair though. Sean 2.7 seconds leading the way from Honey Badger. That gap is reducing by the second, quite literally. Honey Badger is only 1.9 seconds off coming into the final couple of corners. Sean is into the pit, relinquishes the lead, but Honey Badger dominating out in front, has really pulled away from Vic Mill that last lap or so. I make that 3.5 seconds coming across the line. Vic Mill now in seconds, Sean into the pits, so Siege will inherit third, but look at Spike in behind. The Dam's car sets a new fastest lap of the race, 1:27.1. That was considerably quicker than the last fastest lap that we got. And Spike beginning to get onto the back of Siege. Matter could get dragged along with this if these two begin to battle as well. We'll focus our attention though on Gort, on the back of his old teammate Maze, down the inside line through the final corner, and he's going to get the run and he's going to get the move done, I think. Sean is just on the edge of the pit as well. This could be quite exciting. We could have a three-way battle going down towards turn 1. Sean is just going to be out behind Gort. I think he might be ahead of Maze. Down the inside goes Sean. Yeah, he holds a position. So Sean out in 8th. Gort gets the move on for 7th position, and he's already got the move done on Maze as well. So Gort completing that, and he's up to that 7th place. Maze was the one losing out there. Andy and Alan Kay having a bit of a squabble down the straight, and Alan Kay mastering Andy, and he's up the inside and completing the move on the straight even, and Alan Kay is through and he's up to 10th position with Andy right on the back as well. This is going to be quite interesting. Andy trying to get closer in the slipstream. Alan Kay just holding, I think, enough to maintain that advantage and actually pull out that advantage just that little bit more, and Alan Kay holds on to that 10th position out on track. Honey Badger, new fastest lap the race, 26.3. Very, very quick lap here for the race. Back on board with the battle for 7th though in the meantime. Gort and Sean and Spike and Siege about to get going as well. We'll focus actually on that as they come down the straight. Spike on the back of Siege, the Dams on the back of the Carlin car, and Siege on the wrong strategy, I think, here, to be honest. A few of them are, to be honest. I think Softs to Super's definitely the quicker strategy here. Sean right on the back of Gort as well will focus. Back on board with the battle for Spike and Siege for the battle for 3rd. Spike around the outside on Siege. No fight put up there by Siege. He gets the move done. Spike is through at the P3 and Sean is through on Gort as well. That was completed down the straight. Gets the move done and he is up into P7 out on track with Gort now down to P8. Next target for Sean is Maximus. He's only 1.7 seconds up the road. Not really a great advantage to have, to be honest. Apologies about that. Honey Badger does lead the way by 6.7 seconds. Vic Mill is in 2nd with Spike in 3rd. Siege in 4th. Matter 5th. Maximus in 6th. Sean in 7th. Gort in 8th, and it's round. Gort is round off the exit of turn 7, that is. That's a bit of a strange one to have a bit of a mistake there. Never seen anybody go off there before. Gort is off, and he's lost the position to Maze. He was just behind Sean. Sean had just completed the move on him a couple of corners ago, and Gort now has got a mountain to climb. Has he got front wing damage as well? Is his left side end plate missing? It is. No, it's not. He hasn't. He's just had a slight graze with the wall, I think, there. Anyways, a slight graze is still a slight graze, and there might be fumbling damage on the car of Gort in the Univitorsi. Be interesting to see if he comes into the pits. No, he's still going to continue on. Sean on the back of Maximus still running down the straight. Sean, is he going to try and lunge it down the inside of the bridge? Way late. Down the inside. Oh, Sean down the inside. A little bit of lag going on actually now. Maximus really kicking off the lag and has run off track. Maximus runs off track and Sean is through. Yeah, Sean not really in the place to go for the move from that far back, to be honest. He should have just waited until turn 4, which was what we were seeing. Maximus has relinquished the position though, and Sean is up to 6th place. May as well try and hunt him down as well and behind. Matter on Siege now for 4th position. We're only going to have 3 more laps to go after this one. It is 3 more laps to go with Honey Badger leading. 8.8 seconds has dominated the affair, and without Afri here, it's really made up for lost time. There's the yellow flag in sector 2. That is S. Graham getting out of the way of everyone. That was Mays just coming through that shot, I do believe. Matter on the back of Siege, and it's been a good debut so far from Matter. Of course, the sprint race still to come, so don't leave the lobby if you are a new driver here to the TTL F2. Matter down into turn 1, right on the back of Siege. Carlin now under pressure from the Campos. Really handling the cars quite well, I've got to be honest. Matter, he is within striking range of a possible 3rd position as well. That is Spike just on the foreground of shot, just up the road. Matter now down the inside on Siege, trying to get the move done down the inside, and nothing could be done about that. Matter easily down the inside, picks his spot perfectly, gets the move done. He's up the 4th position. Very, very simple indeed. And he can now focus his attentions on Spike. These two quite evenly matched throughout the course of this race. Honey Badger leads by 9.4 seconds. Spike has just picked up a 3-second time penalty there just in front. Coming through turn 12, I think that might have been through the S section. Honey Badger leads the way. Vic Mill 2nd, Spike in 3rd, Matter in 4th. 2.6 seconds, just gets caught on the curb a little bit too much. Siege in 5th, just misses the curb a little bit. Sean in 6th, maintaining the gap and pulling away from Maximus. With Mays in 8th, Gort in 9th. Alan Kay in 10th, Andy in 11th, and S. Graham in 12th. Of course, sprint race still to come after this. We are on to the final 2 laps here as Honey Badger picks up his 3-second time penalty. Let's actually focus then on the penalties. Honey Badger has got 3 penalties to his name. That's going to be interesting to see. And Vic Mill's only got 2. Has only got 1, sorry. So 6 seconds. I make that as buffer. Honey Badger should keep the win. Spike has got 2 penalties. Matter has got a penalty. 4 warnings on the same lap as well there. Siege has got nothing, which is good to see. Sean has got a penalty. Maximus has got nothing. Good job, Maximus. Mays with a penalty. Gort with a penalty. Alan Kay with a penalty. Andy with 3. And S. Graham with the 1 penalty. So only a couple of drivers keeping it nice and clean and not picking up any penalties out on track. Somebody just picked up a penalty there. Matter now pulling away from Siege. 2.2 seconds between him and Spike. Gort and Mays running down into turn 4. And Gort has picked off Mays very late on in this race and has got the move done. And he is round the outside there on turn 4, that was. Gort has got the move done and is up to 8th position. Fastest lap, 3-second time penalty for Sean being picked up there. We're on to the final lap though, and it is Honey Badger who does lead the way. 10.4 seconds this advantage, and the Dutchman has really dominated out on track tonight and really has mastered everyone else out on track. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. Oh, Alan Kay is round. There's on the exit again of turn 7, similar to where Gort went off. He went off on the left hand side of the track, did Gort, and we saw him spinning, got caught on the curb I think, trying to recover the car. Alan Kay has done exactly the same, pretty much, a carbon copy of what Gort did earlier, and he has lost that final point scoring position, possibly to Andy as well. Honey Badger through the S section, so gone Vic Mill by mistake. Honey Badger now through the S section for the final time. 17 more laps of course in the sprint race to come. The drivers will not be making any pit stops in the sprint race. It'll be short, sharp and snappy action to come in the sprint race. But Honey Badger has dominated out in front. The red, white and green of the Mexican flag. Now the confetti flying, the fireworks will fly off as well. Honey Badger around the final corner takes the feature race out on track with an impressive success. 11.3 seconds the gap. Of course, that will be whittled down a little bit as Vic Mill will close in due to the penalties. He will not get the win though. Vic Mill across the line in second position. 6 seconds getting there. Spike across the line in third. Matter across the line in fourth. Gains that third position in fact. And Siege just taking it from them both. Siege takes it from them both. Of course, official and unofficial results. Siege takes third from Matter and Spike as a result of penalties. Sean now coming through the stadium section to finish in 6th position. Good result actually from Sean. Pitted just a little bit too late in the race. Could have made a little bit of an impact if he pitted slightly earlier. Maximus across the line in 6th, across the line in 7th, but does pick up 6th as a result of penalties. Got across the line in 8th. Mays across the line in 9th. They stay as they are. Andy, Alan Kay, S. Graham coming through the final corner now. And the Scotsman across the line in 12th. Andy has picked up a 3-second time penalty. Alan Kay still whittling away at the advantage. 5.4 seconds the gap out of the final corner. Andy will, I think, hold this 10th position. Across the line he comes. Alan Kay around the final corner. Let's just see if he picks up the penalty. Oh, Alan Kay actually jumps him. So Alan Kay picks up that final point scoring position. And that is it for the feature race here tonight. Sprint race action still to come. It's now time for the podium celebrations with a dominant success from Honey Badger taking the win out on track, and the Alt Grand Prix driver to the top step of the podium. Vic Mill in second, and a fantastic drive from the third place man there as well. Of course, that I do believe was Siege in the Carlin, who took that third position. Los Toridos now goes off. Confetti flies, champagne flies. Honey Badger wins here the feature race. Sprint race still to come. 12 drivers going to do battle once again here out on track. Do apologise. It is Honey Badger who takes the race win with Vic Mill in second, Siege in third in the Carlin, with Matter in fourth. Good debut performance from him. Spike in fifth, picking up 6 positions. Good drive from him. Maximus in sixth. Sean in 7th, Gort in 8th, Mays in 9th, Alan Kay in 10th, Andy in 11th and S. Graham in 12th position. We will get straight into the sprint race of course. We do have, as Afri has just joined, which is good to see. Is he going to be in time for the race? I don't know. He should have joined within the race to assure him of a place. I'm not sure if this is going to count. Let's have a look then. See if he is in the lobby, but the sprint race going to happen very, very, very soon indeed. But yeah, Afri is in, which is good to see. So up to 13 drivers, and the championship leader is here tonight for the sprint race obligatory, but he can pick up the championship here tonight. And I think even with his non-attendance in the first race, he can definitely pick up some good viable points here tonight to carry on to next week, of course, for the season finale. Unbelievable. The season finale next week, of course, that is going to be hosted, of course, in Brazil. TTL F2 nearly over for another season. Unbelievable. But with 5 seconds to go until the formation lap begins, who are your predictions for the top 3? Do put in the comment section as to who you think your top 3 might be. I'm just going to briefly go off the stream. Apologies, I thought I was going to sneeze there. I haven't sneezed. Goodness me. Oh, goodness me. Yeah. Thought I was going to sneeze, didn't. Typical. You ever get the feeling like that? I know. 14 laps for the drivers to do here out on track. I thought it was 17, but it is 14, so my mind has been going quite a lot tonight. Soft compounder tyres for the drivers all out on track, and Afri from the back will be very interesting to see how he gets on here tonight, and it will be we'll of course be looking at others throughout the field as well. I am not Mexican. No, I'm not Mexican. I don't wish I was, because I'm British. There you go. Gort though, 9/10 of a second ahead on this formation lap. The action about to unfold here out on track here tonight. Sean and Maximus, Spike, Matter, Siege, Vic Mill, Honey Badger, Maze, Alan K, Andy S, Graham and Afri all about to do battle here tonight in Mexico for round 9 of the championship, the sprint race to come. Was the top 8 reverse, so Honey Badger, who won, starts in 8th, Vic Mill in 2nd, who starts in 7th, Siege in 3rd, finished in 3rd, who starts in 6th, and so on and so forth until you get to Gort, who finished in 8th, and he starts on that pole position out on track. Going to be quite intriguing to see how this is going to occur out on track, but 14 laps, and Maximus is into the wall. Maximus is into the wall. That is not what you like to see on a formation lap. Thank goodness it's only the formation lap and not the actual race. He'll be counting his lucky stars there, to be honest. Everyone now joining up on the grid. And Gort, Sean and the rest join up onto the grid for 14 laps worth of action here out on track tonight. And we will get going very shortly indeed. So then, the 5 red lights about to go out for the sprint race for round 9 of the championship. Lights down, away we go. Gort gets a very good start off the line. Sean bogs down completely, and Spike and Maximus could get a good run off the line. Spike especially has got a good run off the line, and he's down the inside again. We're going to have a bit of a 3 wide, maybe even a 4 wide scenario going down at the turn 1. Spike down the inside. Look at the start from Siege as well. Trying to bomb it down the inside, not quite. Everyone is clean through turn 1. The ghosting system working at overdrive. And Spike has got the lead of the race early on. Siege in 2nd, Gort in 3rd from the lead of the race. Sean in 4th, Honey Badger already up to 5th as well. Very clean start by everyone. Afri is already up into 9th position from 13th on the grid. Good start from the championship leader. Vic Mill down the inside of Honey Badger, trying to see. Bit of a Constantino effect going on behind. Maze and Andy go side by side, as well as Graham and Alan K. Just pushed off track a little bit there. The Scotsman on the Irishman. They lose position, and Maximus has lost position to Afri as well, coming through the middle sector. Maze right on the back of Andy in the meantime. Andy on the back of Maze in the meantime as they fly through sector 1. Spike leads the way. 1.2 seconds has really got this by the scruff of the neck early and has taken it to the rest of the field. Siege in 2nd, Gort in 3rd, Sean in 4th, but under pressure from Honey Badger in 5th. This is what we'll focus on as they come into the stadium section for the first time in the sprint race. Honey Badger right on the back, and Vic Mill right on the back of there as well. Honey Badger not trying to launch it down the inside, will just ensure he lifts and course through the final corner. And on the end of the lap 1, very clean lap 1, I've got to say. Spike leads the way, 1:30.8, fastest lap of the race. He leads by 1.4 seconds from Siege in 2nd. Look at the train, though, running down the straight. Gort in 3rd, Sean in 4th, Honey Badger in 5th. There was side-by-side action going on briefly between Maze and Andy. This is the 10th from 11th place. Maze is down the inside now on Andy. And the Brit down the inside of the Scotsman. The Scotsman holds it firm on the outside line. Maze on the inside line, not always going to make that move stick, but Andy is still there. The 10th position this is, the final point scoring position. They do only pick up a point, but it is valuable points for these guys right down the back, and Andy has held on to that position, and Maze is back down to 11th. Andy has gone off track, locks up completely. Now that gives us Graham a bit of a look in around the outside and gets the move done, and Alan K is going to go around the outside as well on Andy, I think. Maybe, not sure. I think Andy's just going to hold that position. He does. Back on board with the battle for 4th. Sean, Honey Badger, looking very quick, Honey Badger, but trying to fight a way through on Sean. Short, sharp, snappy racing, as I alluded to earlier on in the sprint race, and Sean just beginning to hold up Honey Badger as he tries to go around the outside into the stadium section. And I'll tell you what, if he pulls this off down the inside, I think Honey Badger, I think, has got that move done. Just comes across slightly on Sean. May just have checked his mirrors a little bit too early there, to be honest. Honey Badger leads Sean though, and he's got the position. He's got up to P4. Sean in 5th, lap 3 out of 14. Spike leads the way, 1.6 seconds. Everyone spread out quite nicely and quite evenly between 1st and 4th. Sean under pressure though from Vickmill. Matter and Afri going to do battle down the straight. These two very fond friends of each other. They've raced against each other plenty of times in other leagues, and Afri down the inside of Matter. Little bit late on the brakes there, if I've got to be honest, from the German. But he's got the move done, and Vickmill and Sean going side by side just ahead of camera shot. Vickmill now has got the move done. He's on the inside line, and Sean will just have to tuck in, I think, on the outside line here. And they stay as they are. So Vickmill up to 5th, Sean down to 6th with Afri. Bit of a Constantino. Look at Maximus on the back as well, keeping it very honest indeed. Alan Kay and Andy having a battle further down the field. Andy now down to the back of the field. Alan Kay has got the move done on this lap, I do believe. So Alan Kay has got the move done. He's up to 12th and is chasing S. Graham. There's a lot of action going on here. I'm trying to keep up with it all. I hope you do appreciate me trying to flick through as quickly as possible to provide you the best action out on track. 0.2 per second though between Afri and Matter. Currently what we're on board with 6th and 7th. Sorry, this is Afri and Sean. Matter is in the background of shot. There was a yellow flag in sector 2. It is Andy who was round through the S section. So Andy is round. Honey Badger all of a sudden on the back of Gore. 0.3 of a second separating lap 4 out of 14. Spike leads the way 1.7 seconds. Only getting the 10th that lap. Siege in second. DRS now enabled. The drag reduction system, of course, in Formula 1. And Honey Badger has easily got this move done down the straight and has got the move done on Gort. Is up to 3rd, and Afri is through on Sean as well. Maximus on Matter, who has dropped off a little bit. 2 Campos cars 7th, 8th at this current stage in the race. Maximus right on the back though, trying to hold it for 9th position, trying to get the move done, not quite. Alan Kay right on the back of S. Graham. Ooh. Just trying to lunge it down the inside there, Alan Kay. Thought he saw a gap, not going to work for West Graham. The DRS, the little tick there going up on the right hand side of your screen, the bottom right, means that DRS is now enabled, and those drivers do get an extra wattage of power in the power unit and gain the extra speed as a result. I think it's like 10 or 15 mile an hour extra speed for these drivers out on track in the TTL F2 cars here tonight. I do apologise, I want to clear my voice as much as possible. Spike leads the way, 1.6 seconds. Gap has stabilised pretty much between, well, that's pretty much stabilised out throughout the whole field. We've gone board with Maximus though, who is on the back of Matter for 8th and 9th position, currently out on track. And the two Brits better do battle. Matter, let's have a look at position changes actually in the first couple of laps. Really good position gains from Afri, from 13th from the grid up to 7th. Up to 6th, sorry, 7 positions gained, and he is on the back of Vickmill running down the straight. The timing's just changed there. Fantastic change in the timings there that I have to cope with. Matter on the back of his teammate though, closing him down the straight. Gonna have a look in down the inside, not quite close enough. Vickmill on the back of Gort as well. Gort doing a sterling job. Start on pole position's never easy, and Gort doing a sterling job, I've got to say. Always excels in the sprint race compared to the feature race. Honestly, if there's more sprint races in this season, I think Gort will probably have a good chance of being within title contention. He might be a one to watch out for as of course we move into the new season of TTL F2 in a couple of weeks time. Of course, sign-ups are open, and do at TTL_F2 if you are interested in running these cars next season for TTL F2. I will, however, not be within the admin role. That is going to be going, I think, to Alan Kay, I do believe. I might be wrong on that. I will, somebody please correct me if I'm wrong on that, and I'll correct myself as well at the end of the stream on that as well. Matter right on the back of Sean though. And yeah, TTL F2, as I say, very good dynamic that we've got going. Obviously my first time in charge of an F2 league actually, and I think it's gone majority pretty well. There's been a few odd moments. We can't what league doesn't these days? What league doesn't these days? Vickmill on the back of Gort is going to make this look easy down the inside. I think Afri's just on the back of this as well. Gort much later on the brakes as he carries Vickmill wide with him. But Vickmill has got the move done. Gort does not want to give up position lightly. He gets a bit of a slide out, and now Afri will take full advantage of that slight mistake. Honey Badger is on the back of Siege as well for second place. So Honey Badger really getting going here. trying to look for a switch back through turn 5. Not close enough, I don't think, into 6 and 7. The double right-hander. There's a side-by-side battle going on between the two camp. Boss down, Matter and Sean. Matter down the inside of Sean into 6 and 7. The corners we just came out of with the guys ahead. And Matter is up to 7th ahead of Sean with Gort 3.5 seconds up the road. So Matter gets the move done. And he's up to 7th position. Honey Badger right on the back, just slightly underwhelmingly going on the curb there. It might have just cost him a little bit of time. Alan Kay is through on S. Graham, I do believe, for that 11th place. So Alan Kay is through on S. Graham further down the field for 11th. Either way, they are battling though, which is good to see. In fact, let's go on board with them. Alan Kay and S. Graham to come into the stadium section. Just, I think, completing that move done, the Irishman, and he holds that position. Honey Badger now on the back of Siege, it's going to be job done even before they get down into turn 1. Honey Badger down the inside already. He's through into 2nd position. Lap 7 out of 14, we're halfway through here in TTL F2. Spike leads the way in the sprint race, of course. Spike leads the way, 1.8 seconds. Honey Badger is in 2nd. With Siege in 3rd, Vic Mill 4th, Afri 5th, Gort in 6th, Matter in 7th, Sean on 8th, Maximus 9th, Mason 10th. Ooh, West Graham diving it late down the inside of the Irishman. Not sure if there was a bit of contact there. Looked like it on my screen, certainly. West Graham maybe just completing the move to the cleanest effect there. On Alan Kay, but they both get the they both swap positions as a result. So S. Graham now into 11th, Alan Kay into 12th. You never know, there might be a little bit of investigation going on after this race. Alan Kay trying to hold the inside line. S. Graham runs wide. Maximus picks up a 3-second time penalty. Honey Badger beginning to drag along Siege into this. These two begin to catch Spike out in front. Lap 8 out of 14. Spike leads the way. Honey Badger is in 2nd. 1.1 seconds. New fastest lap as well from Honey Badger. Of course, drivers all on the same compound of tyre. There is a yellow flag in sector 2. It's Andy who's round in the S section. Just to confirm on that. Honey Badger with a 2nd to Siege in behind with 6/10 of a second separating those two. Honey Badger a 2nd off Spike, just to clarify. Vic Mill and Afri in behind with 5/10 of a second between them. We'll go on board though with S. Grimm and Alan Kay. Closest battle out on track further down the field. The Irishman doing a good job here. On the back of the Scotsman, and he is chasing him down the Trident against the Prima of S. Graham. Might be job done here for the Irishman. Down into turn 1, we'll go on board with S. Graham. He holds it much later on the brakes around the outside. Alan Kay gets caught on the curb on the inside. Got battling between these two. Alan Kay just picks up, just scrapes across the curb slightly. Side by side though, coming out. This is a good battle for 11th place. Even though these guys are not in the points, there's still a good battle going on further down the field. And Alan Kay, right around the outside of S. Graham, has completed the move through into P11 through turn 4 at the end of sector 1. Now Alan Kay gets the move done on S. Graham. Job done, and the Irishman will be very happy with that. Give him confidence throughout the race. And Honey Badger's right on the back of Spike. So coming through the stadium section once again, lap 9 out of 14 about to begin. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the action here out on track. S. Graham and Alan Kay. Alan Kay having a slight moment. S. Graham is back through on Alan Kay. He's up to 11th position once again. My voice beginning to go slowly. Spike leads from Honey Badger in 2nd, Siege is in 3rd, Vic Mill 4th, Afri in 5th, Gort 6th, Matter 7th, Sean in 8th, Maximus in 9th, Mays in 10th, S. Graham, Alan Kay and Andy filling out 11th, 12th and 13th respectively out on track. And not really much in terms of action going on out on track. Siege is on the back of Honey Badger though in the meantime. And Honey Badger trying to get on the back of Spike, and only 1.5 seconds separating these two now out on track. Spike doing a good job to hold them off currently. Honey Badger's in 2nd, Siege in 3rd. Really close action here tonight, I've got to say, for these drivers out on track. Obviously, this is TTL F2. There's been a lot of great action here tonight. Maybe one of the cleanest weekends I think we've had. To be honest, I'm going to put it out there. S. Graham right on the back of Alan Kay. In the meantime, sorry, Alan Kay right on the back of S. Graham, I do apologise. 5 tenths per second separating those two out on track. Battle for the lead though. Honey Badger on the back of Spike. On to lap 10 we go. 5 more laps to go here. Honey Badger 5 tenths away. Spike trying to break the toe of Honey Badger in behind, but the F1 Prix car now on the back of the dams of Spike, and again jukes him down the inside. Honey Badger much earlier on the brakes. Spike has the speed and the charisma actually to go right around the outside and gets the move done. Spike holds on once again to P1, but for how much longer? Because here comes Honey Badger once again, trying to hold the move around the outside. They're side by side now into the end of the first sector. Spike locks up, carries Honey Badger a bit wide. The car is there. Car length given. Honey Badger down the inside. They're still side by side. Spike holding it firm around the outside. Who gets the better traction? It looks like Honey Badger's got the better traction now onto the outside line. On the inside line is Spike. Leaning on each other a little bit. They keep it within the white lines though. This is still side by side action. I want to get so much more excited than this. Honey Badger and Spike holding around the outside. They're still, oh, Honey Badger forced off track. That's what you get at the side by side action through there. And Spike holding it off. Honey Badger in second. And now Siege, as a result of the battling, now all of the back of these two. Afri and Vickmill maybe not out of this either as well. The two Collins beginning to really close in. Afri and Siege. Spike 4.5 cents leads the way onto lap 11. Honey Badger's in second. Can he get him down the straight? I wonder this time. 4.5 tenths. These cars do have a bit less of a closing speed. There's the yellow flag in sector 3. Gort is round, I think. Honey Badger now on the outside line. Spike again much later on the brakes down the inside line, but has careered off track. Honey Badger holds around the outside. Spike rejoins and there's contact. Aye, aye, aye. No, no, no. That is not how you do that. Afri, Vickmill go through as well. And Honey Badger is fuming with Spike as well as that. And to be honest, that's probably the worst bit of action that we've seen here tonight in both races. Gort is retired from the race. Not sure what occurred with him. Might have retired in the pits. But contact occurring there between Honey Badger and Spike. Spike just locked up completely. Thought he was clear of Honey Badger. And contact occurred. Siege has also been caught up in that, quite unluckily, I think, as well. Spike with front wing damage. Honey Badger, I think, possibly with front wing damage as well. Right side end plate. Is Spike going to let him through? No, he isn't. Spike holding it firm. 5-way battle for the lead all of a sudden, as a result of the contact that has occurred out on track. Of course, Stu's investigations will be quite prominent after this race, I do believe. If anybody does want to make a complaint, please do so, because I certainly have made a complaint on the stream about it. Let's just say that. Spike 2 tenths leads the way. Honey Badger second, Afri in third. Look at this. Look at this. Who has got the better run down the straight? Afri pulls out of the slipstream. Honey Badger cuts across. Afri trying to hold the outside line. Spike much later on the brakes. Career's on again. Vickmill is through up the third position. Afri down the inside. Oh, job done surely. Ran the outside of the German on the Dutchman. The side by side as they run down. We'll take it from Vickmill's POV. Spike as well. Possible 3 wide into turn 4. Honey Badger on the outside. Afri on the inside. Oh, still close between these two. 2.5 laps to go. Honey Badger and Afri lead the way. It's still side by side. Can the Dutchman get it? Not quite. I think he's just going to pull it off. Honey Badger holds the position for the lead of the race. Afri quite wise to just drop him in behind. That's what we should have seen between Honey Badger and Spike earlier on. Maybe just a clash of egos more than anything else for the battle for the lead. Honey Badger 3 tenths ahead of Afri, who is now suddenly within a prime spot to take this race win. An unlikely race win, if I've got to be honest. Vickmill and Afri, of course, were nowhere near these 3 that were battling out. Siege is still on the back of this as well. With Gort's retirement, they're screaming out. Alan Kane now battling out for the final point scoring position further down the field. He's right on the back as they run down into the S section. 3 tenths of a second separating these two. They've been going at it for quite a while. We'll focus back on the battle for the lead. Afri getting closer once again to Honey Badger. Is he going to try and lunge it down the inside? No, not quite. Not going to be close enough. Honey Badger runs in a little bit too deep. Through turn 1 they go. 2 laps to go. Honey Badger leads. Afri second. Vic Mill third. Spike fourth. Siege in fifth. And these 5, any one of these 5 can win. Penalties are going to be obviously quite prevalent towards the end of the race. Any stewards' investigations, of course, will be added on as well. Which is why we'll go official, unofficial results. Afri down the inside line. Holds it. Surely has got the run around the outside. Yeah, Honey Badger not responding to that. Afri has got the move done. He's up to lead the race from 13th from the grid. I may just repeat. Afri leads the way from the back of the field. Back on board with that battle for 10th though. Graham and Alan Kay find out as well. Of course, I do want to provide a lot of action here out on track, which is why I keep on flicking between these 2 battles going on. Oh, Alan Kay getting all sideways out of turn 3. Graham now all of a sudden under pressure. The Irishman, I think, is down the inside here. A bit of a lag moment there from Graham, but Alan Kay is up the inside, gets the move done. And the Irishman cleanly through, gets the move done and picks up a 3-second time penalty for his pay in there, to be honest. We are on to the final lap of the race, and it is Afri who does lead the way, 4/10 of a second. Sean picks up a 3-second time penalty there. Honey Badger in second, Vic Mill third, Spike fourth, Siege in. It seems for the win. Honey Badger dukes across the track. That's the 3rd time we've seen him do that tonight. Honey Badger down the inside on Afri. Afri back down the inside of him. Ooh, just runs over the curb, but Honey Badger gets the move done cleanly. That is what we like to see, and that is how you complete a move side by side. Vic Mill right on the back of Afri as well. Afri still trying to close in on him. Maximus has retired from the race. Where has he lost that? Is that through the final corner? Maximus might have been done in the pits then actually. So Maximus towards the end of the race has retired. Honey Badger holding off Afri, Vic Mill, Spike. Any 4 of these can win because Siege is now dropping off. Matt has had a good race in the sprint race in 6th as well. Position changes are there on your screen. Graham and Alan Kay battling now down to turn 1. Oh, Graham has gone completely off track, and Alan Kay says thank you very much. He's up to 9th position, and the Irishman takes that position nicely. I think we're going to be seeing the order as it is, to be honest. Honey Badger now through the stadium section, going to be going for 2 out of 2 wins. Was a dominant display in the feature race, not so much in the sprint race, a little bit of questionable driving, but it's got him home in front. Let's see if the penalties change anything. Honey Badger across the line to win. Afri though takes it. Vic Mill and Spike actually take it. So Vic Mill weirdly has taken the race win. That is how the penalties can change things. Vic Mill takes it from Spike in second, Afri in third. Matter has gained 4th. From Honey Badger, Siege, Sean, Mays now coming around the final couple of corners. Alan Kay has mastered Graham for that 9th position battle as well, so we'll be picking up valuable points. Right at the end, Mays across the line in 8th. Alan Kay, as I say, has mastered Graham after that lock up into turn 1 for the Scotsman, and the Irishman not been the best weekend again for him, but picks up valuable points in his race here tonight. Alan Kay across the line in 9th, picks up the 2 points. Graham gains the place that when Andy across the line. They swap as they are. So Graham 9th, Andy in 10th, Alan Kay in 10th, sorry, and Andy in 11th. That is it for tonight. TTL F2 action here over and done with. And taking the race win provisionally is Vic Mill. And I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of investigations going on after that race. Again, the sprint race, for the majority, clean, competitive, which is what we like to see here in TTL F2. But as I said, and I've alluded to it already, maybe just a little bit of questionable driving there out on track from a couple. And I'm sure the incidents will be looked at in this race. Camera angles really on the stream, not really helpful to any stewards' investigations, so I'm sure we will get the POV shots from everyone involved in any collisions out on track. Vic Mill though takes it by 3/10 of a second. Spike in second. My drive of the day though goes to Afri, who finishes in 3rd in this race. Matter in 4th. Overall very consistent. Honey Badger in 5th. Siege in 6th. Honey Badger, of course, remember, coming across the line in 1st and picked up 6 seconds worth of penalties. Cost them a podium potentially. Siege in 6th as a result of contact. Sean in 7th. Mays in 8th. That's Graham 9th. Alan Kay picks up that final point scoring position. Just ignore the points on the right hand side. Andy in 11th, Maximus retiring, and the Gort retiring out of the race as well. And that is it for tonight. As I say, Honey Badger takes the overall point scoring with Vic Mill and Spike, who take the top 3 from the weekend. And that is it for tonight for TTL F2. I'm going to have a lie down now. You will not see me around until next Monday now on the TTTV channel, because I am going to be away for a couple of days from tomorrow. I will be back though on Saturday to tune in once again for League of Europe Division 1 commentary. And of course, I remind you, look up the TTL F2 sign-ups, because you can at them at TTL F2 for sign-ups if you do want to get involved, and if you've been inspired by the action that these drivers have shown out on track. Why don't you sign up? You'll have me commentating on you as well, which is a massive bonus. But from me, JamesHead14, I bid you farewell. Thank you very much for watching tonight, and until next time, goodbye.